All right, folks, here we go. Listen, you must watch this whole video, okay? And take your time, ingest the information, especially if you're watching this on a replay, because this is a live stream right now. And I just want you to understand that I had 10 times this information practically that I left out of this video. So that's how much information I have in this video, that it's so much overwhelming information and proof of what's coming. Uh, I'll tell you the predictions in a moment, but what I'm saying to you is I can't make every this information fluid. I'm doing the best I can because it's so much information that it's too hard for me to put it in exact order, everything, but I tried to do it as best as I could, okay? Now, like I said, watch every moment of this video and pay close attention, okay? And oh, now I forgot what I was gonna say. Um, okay, anyway, just let me just say this, okay? Um, if you're new to the channel, you're probably not gonna fully grasp, everything I'm saying here. Okay, that's why you have to watch a lot of the videos to fully understand. But anyway, so you know that the main assassinations, you know, during the last like 100 years, like you would say, is the main important ones that like when I say that, I mean like the assassination of Martin Luther King or JFK, and JFK, and both those assassinations connect to my two predictions, which is that June 11th, there's going to be a spectacular event in the state of Washington that's probably going to destroy uh, probably the whole northwest side of Washington state. So you need to get out of Washington state before June 11th. Okay, now my other prediction is that on August 4th, Trump gets his head wound in Ohio. And I've connected the JFK connections already, so I'm not going to do any more JFK stuff for right now. But after June 11th, I'm going to do a few more connections because I didn't finish that, the August 4th stuff. But most of it I got out. But this MLK one, and I'll tell you why MLK is the big one, because Martin Luther King, all right, pay attention, folks. And for the people who don't know, Elvis is a big part of this charade, okay? Elvis is the he is Satan, okay? And Elvis is Satan. He was Lucifer, and he represented Lucifer in heaven, and when Lucifer fell, he became Satan, okay? And the antichrist in the flesh is Trump. Everything that Trump is doing is for Elvis, because Elvis and Trump are the two-faced God, the Janus God, right? Um, and the God of the past and the present and all that other stuff. But so Elvis had an identical twin that died at birth, and that's why Trump is the replacement twin for the twin that was sacrificed, or whatever happened to the twin, Elvis's identical twin. But anyway, so the assassination of Martin Luther King is a big part of this Elvis Seattle connection, which also connects to Trump and his head wound. But how does MLK connect? Because listen, Elvis was known as the king. Seattle is in King County, where probably ground zero will be, but it's going to affect much more than that Seattle, Washington area. And Seattle's in King County. Elvis is known as the king. And where was Martin Luther King assassinated? He was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee, okay? And so he's killed where Elvis lived and died. So the king had the king whacked, okay? You understand? So Martin Luther King was killed in Memphis, Tennessee, where Elvis lived and died. And Martin Luther King has a king in it. Elvis is known as the king. Seattle's in King County. And originally, Seattle's King County was named after a different king. Then they changed it after MLK was killed, naming it after Martin Luther King. So now that King County is named after MLK. And what happened to MLK? Same thing that's going to happen to Seattle and Washington State, like I said. And and how you know that it connects to Elvis, the year Elvis died, August 16th, 1977, that same year, uh, on June 11th, that same year that Elvis died, there was a horse that won the most prestigious thing that a horse can do. He won the Triple Crown, this horse, and his name was Seattle Slew. Slew means to violently kill. It's the past tense for the word slay. Okay? Just like, in the Bible where Cain slew Abel, right? The point I'm trying to make is that what's the chance that a horse called Seattle Slew wins the most prestigious thing a horse can do, winning the Triple Crown on June 11th, the same year Elvis died? Now, let's get to the connections, okay? First, you're going to say, well, how does this all connect? You'll see. Just pay attention to the what I'm showing, and you'll see how it progresses, okay, into it. And this is something, what I'm about to show you, this first thing is something I've shown years ago, because I discovered it back, during 9/11 when it first happened, okay? And like I said, there's a connection. You'll see where it's leading to. Just bear with me, okay? Let's go through it, okay? Just in case some of the people who never seen it, pay attention, okay? I'll show you why I'm showing the word Atlanta here in a moment. That has nothing to do with this puzzle right now, but you'll see why later. So when 9/11 happened, the pilot who happened to be 33 years old, by the way, and you know how important that number is. The pilot who piloted the first supposed plane into the towers, was Muhammad Atta. Okay. And when I saw this name, I said, what kind of name is this? Where it's the first, it's got only 4 letters and it's the same exact letters forward and backward. When I saw this, that's what caught my attention, you know? And so his name was Atta, the first pilot who slammed into the towers. And it was in Manhattan. Manhattan had the Atta. They were calling it the 9/11 attacks. Attacks has the Atta. Now, that's how I discovered that Seattle was going to be the next target. Okay, this is years ago when I was looking to see what the next target was going to be, because I knew that they were going to do a twin event. Okay, it's all because the Twin Towers fell. Okay, it's all about the double cross. The antichrist is the double cross. And so Seattle was missing the A. Where is the A for Seattle to become Atta? I saw that they have the ATT, but they don't have the A. See, the A is the Space Needle. That's the missing A, okay? The Space Needle looks just like an A, and it has a crown on it, you see? And that's what that is. And I told you the word Space Needle equals the word fallen angel in Gematria. Exact same numbers. So fallen angel equals Space Needle because it represents Elvis. And now you're going to see how I'm connecting. Just bear with me, okay? Just stick with me. And here's another Atta connection. You have American Airlines was the plane that he drove into the tower, which is AA, and he drove it into the Twin Tower, right? The TT. So there's there's your Atta again with the ATTA, right? So you think these are coincidences? Okay, and notice why I'm going to get to why I'm showing Atlanta, the ATTA at the end. There it is right there. And why am I showing that? Because Martin Luther King was born over there, okay? And yeah, someone's mentioning the Batman building that's in Nashville, Tennessee, where Elvis lived and died in Tennessee, but he was in Memphis, Tennessee. But the Batman building is by AT&T. I've mentioned all that stuff, yeah. Like I said, folks, you got to watch my older videos to understand all this. Anyway, so Atlanta is where Martin Luther King was born, ATTA, okay? Now check this out. Okay, Martin Luther King, he died on 4/4 in Memphis, Tennessee, where Elvis lived and died, right? Okay, he died on 4/4. Is it just a coincidence? I've shown all this before in the past. I was the first one to discover all these things, folks. Okay, Martin Luther King was killed. I mean, was born in Atlanta, and the area code for Atlanta is 404. So he was killed on 404, and he was born in the 404 area code. I mean, can you believe this? Like I said, I've shown all this. Now watch this. Look at these area codes for Atlanta. These are the area codes for Atlanta where he was born. Okay? Now watch, look how I connect all of it. So I just showed you the 404 area code. I showed that he died, that he died on 4-4. So he died on 4-4. He was born in the 404 area code. Because what I'm doing is I'm showing you the connections beginning with the 404. And if you put Martin Luther King, Memphis, into the Gematria calculator, right here, Martin Luther King, and then put Memphis, if you add it up, the total would be 404 right here, which is not that big of a deal compared to this. Because look, I told you when you put a crown, which is the head, a crown is like the head, right? And it's also, something you put on the head. So Memphis, Tennessee, Martin Luther King with a crown equals 404. Okay? Right there. 404. Okay? So another 404 connection. Now, what is the next one on the list? Where is it? What happened to the... Oh, here it is. So I just showed you the 404. I'm going to get to more 404s in a minute. Let's get to the 47. First, let me say this. That, let me just show it this way for a minute. So the 4-7 connection, right? Because it's 4-7 with a crown, okay? Because that's what it's all about, getting the crown. Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown the same year Elvis died, right? On 6/11/1977. Look, on June, that's the year Elvis died, was 1977. So he wins the Triple Crown on 6/11/77. From that year to this year is 47 years. And why is so how does it connect to the 470? Because that's what I'm connecting it to, the area codes of Atlanta where MLK was born. 470. Okay, 47 with an O. So the 47 is the O, because the letter O is the 15th letter of the alphabet. The 15th prime number is 47. So the 47 is the O. So you have a 47 and a crown connection, okay? Because the O is the crown, right? Now, what's the next area code? 678. Elvis Aaron Presley equals 67 forward, 68 backwards. So you understand? So if you just, don't use the 6 twice, you get 6, 7, and 8. You know what I mean? Right across. Elvis's name, 678. Now, what about the next one? The next area code, 770. Elvis died in the year 77, right? He died in 77. Seattle's area codes, and they just put this new one in, and I've shown the whole connections with that in my older videos. Go watch the area code videos. Seattle area codes was 206 and 564. 77 with a crown. See it? 770. So what is the area code? 770. And then the last one, you see? 94 with a crown. The 3 is a crown because it looks like the W. The W turns sideways, put it on top. It looks like a crown. And that's my birthday, 9/4, right? And 9/4 is 4/4, the date MLK was killed on 4/4. That's the 94th day of the year on a regular year, 94, 95 on a leap year. So that's my birthday, 9/4, but I was born on leap year, so I'm on the 9495 day of the year, okay? But he's 4/4, 94th, 95th day of the year. I was born on September 4th, 9495, And look, so 94 with a crown. See, remember, it was 94 3. The 3 is the crown, so it's the same thing as a crown. So if you put 094, this is the first number when written out, when you put a crown on it, that equals 162, which is June 11th, and then 163 on a leap year, 16263. See, June 11th is 162nd, and then 163. Get it? If you just use the 1 and then 63, 162. So what I'm saying is it's 094, and the first number without a crown. See, this one has a crown. The first number without a crown that equals 162 is 67. And I just got finished telling you that Elvis equals 67. See? So that's another connection. Of course, you have the 45, which connects to this whole puzzle with Trump. All right. So the whole area codes of Atlanta connects to this puzzle. Okay. Like I said, you got to be patient. The good stuff is coming. This is just me showing you all this connections. Okay. Hold on, I gotta get rid of this troll. All right, I'm done with it. And all right, I can't look at the chat right now, folks. I'm so my brain is so full of information right now. I can't even think about that. Let me just give me a moment to gather my thoughts here. All right, so now let's go to the next thing. So remember, I told you that Elvis had an identical twin that died at birth, and I could show you tons of info on the 216 and the 16-2 connections, but I'm not going to do that in this video. You have to watch my videos to fully understand it. So the identical twins were born on 1/8. There was 2 of them born on 1/8, Elvis and Jesse. Jesse was sacrificed, or he died, or whatever. So 1818 equals 216. If you say the date backwards, 8181 is 16-2. And the 216th day of the year is August 4th. The day I'm telling you Trump's going to get his head wound. And the 162nd day of the year is June 11th, which is the day I'm telling you that Washington State gets struck. But see, on a leap year, it changes the date. It's 217 and 163rd day. Okay? But you don't understand. It's all about getting rid of the twin. That's what that is. It's getting rid of the twin numbers, because August 4th's twin number is 217, because that's a leap year, and the 162nd day of the year, June 11th, its twin is 163, right? And that's why they have to get rid of the twin connection. Whatever's the twin, that's what it is. Now, back to the 404 connection, right? Which I was just showing you. All right, let me just real quick. So MLK died on 4/4. The area code where he was born in Atlanta was 404. Check this out. If you add up all the numbers between 1 through 404, look what it equals. 1 through 404 equals 8181 with a crown. How crazy is that? When you consider what I just showed you here, you know, if you say the date backwards like they do in the UK, it's 8181, you know, and that's like the crown, get it? With a crown. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, did I? Yeah, here it is. I was looking at the wrong card. 1 through 404 is 8181 with a crown, you see? And this card is really important because right here, this is very important, and I'm going to show it later why this is important, but right now I'm not going to show it. I'll show it later. Hold on. Let me put this away real quick. All right, like I said, I'm just going to take my time to show this. I don't care if you guys don't want to pay attention to the whole thing. I got to just go through it all. It's so much information. It's crazy. So, you know that Washington, where this event is going to be on June 11th, it's named after George Washington, right? And George Washington, if you ask Google, Um, hold on, let me see if I have it in my images here. No, I don't have it in there. So if you ask Google, you say, was George Washington the first president, or was there 14 presidents before him? So that means, because according to these people, in America, there was, before Washington, there was a total of 14 men who held the title of president in America, but it wasn't called America then. You know what I mean? It was in 1776, right? That they, whatever, there was 14 men before Washington, but Washington is considered the first one, right? And he's known as the father, which is complete blasphemy, the father of the country. And why? So what does that mean? So that means he's either the first or the 15th, the first or the 15th president. Because remember, there's 14 before him. So is he the first or is he the 15th? So why is this important? Because look, uh, uh, so here's the first president, the 15th. The first prime number is 2. The 15th prime number is 47. And 15 plus 47 is 62. And 1 plus 2 is 3. There's your crown on the 62. Okay? And the Space Needle right now is 62 years old. It was opened in 62, the Space Needle, and 62, between 62 and 63, and that's what you're seeing here, 623, because 15 plus 47 is 62, and then 1 plus 2 is 3, so you have 623 connection. It's in between the 62, 63, okay, which I've shown in the other videos, and it's the 62 is the crown on the 62, right? Okay. And why am I showing that? Why am I showing this Washington connection? Besides the fact that it's named after Washington State is named after George Washington. And like I said, he was the first or the 15th president. And why is that important? Because 247, the 247 connection, because I told you the first prime is 2, the 15th prime is 47. That's my birthday again, 9/4. And remember, he died, MLK, on the 94-95 day of the year. 4/4 landed on the 4/5 day. And that's what it's all about, the 44-45. Because Trump is the 44th person to become president, 45th president to take office. Now, so Washington is the first or the 15th. Why is that important? Because MLK was born on 1/15. Okay? So that's why it connects to the 247, which connects to me. And what else does it connect to? America's age. America's age is between 247 and 248. It's going to be 248 on July 4th this year. That's why it should happen between the 247 and the 248. Okay? Just like from Elvis's birthday to the day the Twin Towers fell is 247 days, because it was not a leap year, but on leap year it would be 247, 248. All right, so that's why I'm saying it should happen in between. It has to happen on a leap year to connect to that 248 connection, because I told you I was born on the 247, 248 day of the year, and America's age is 247, 248 right now. Okay. Now, before I keep going, let me see what's going on in the chat here. All right. So, hold on. So, what else is connected? Remember, I told you the 45 is connected big time, right? It just so happens that 45 days, depending on what month you use, and you know what I mean, when you start the count, 45 days can be either 1 month 14 days, 1 month 15 days, or 1 month 16 days. But the 1 month 15 is the average. So that means that 1 month 15 is the connection to the 45. You see what I'm saying? It's because it connects to it's in the middle. So that's why it's going to connect. And look, it's the three is the crown. Remember, I told you the three looks like a W, like Washington. That's why George W. Washington. George W. Washington. I mean, yeah, George Washington has a W too, but I meant George W. Bush was the 9/11 president, okay? The W is the crown, and it's the crown on the 45. You understand? With this, one, two, three, one, you know what I mean? With the 45 days connection. But it's the 115 connection that I want you to see because MLK was born on 115. Washington's the first or the 15th president, all right? And the 45 connection, right? And I told you that also, remember earlier I was showing you that the Space Needle connection, uh, that the Space Needle looks like an A. I explained that to you, and it's got a crown on it, okay? Because I told you Space Needle equals fallen angel in Gematria, exact same numbers, and the A on a crown, right? And Alpha Omega is AO. A is the first letter, O is the 15th letter. You see that? There you go again with the Alpha Omega, AO, 115. And I just showed you how 115 connects to my birthday, right? With all that. And because 9495 is the 247, 248 day of the year. I was born on leap year, so it connects to 247 and 248, which connects to the 9495. And MLK was killed on the 4/4, which landed on the 4/5 day, because 4/4 on a leap year is the 94/95 day of the year. See what I mean? And you'll see how it all connects because MLK is 95 right now. He was 94 last year, 95 this year. Because it had, see, they had to make it where he was 95 years old because he was killed on the leap year, which connected to the 95. But you'll see how it connects, uh, uh, but it connects to the 94 because of the 247 years. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, so MLK was killed on 4/4, right? And look at this. 4 plus 4 equals 8. 4 times 4 equals 16. When did Elvis die? 8/16. 4 plus 4 is 8. 4 times 4 is 16. 8/16. I mean, again, I'm just asking, what are the coincidences? And remember, uh, MLK was born on 115. Washington is the first or the 15th president, and 115, 1 and 15 is the 247 prime numbers. 1 is 2, 15 is 47, 247, which is connected to me and my birthday connection. And look, and America's age is 247 years. Look, add all the numbers between 1 through 115. Remember, because MLK is born on 115, Washington's the first or 15th. Look at that. 1 through 115 equals 6670. And I told you that MLK was killed on 4/4, but it landed on the 4/5 day. So it has the connection to the 666 and the 7 at the end right here with the square root. These are the first four numbers of this 4445, of the square root of 4445. And this is the square root of 44, which is 6.6. Square root of 45 is 6.7, which connects to this and with a crown. So that's why this is important, okay? Like I said, folks, it's all about the detail. And remember, what year did Elvis die? What year did Seattle Slew win the Triple Crown? Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown June 11, 1977. Elvis died in the year 77. And how does that connect to 4/4? The fourth prime number is 7. Remember, he died on 4/4. Fourth prime number 7. Fourth prime number 7. 77. So, didn't I just show this? What is this? 4 plus 4 is 8. 4 times 4 is 16. What in the hell? So that's 8, 16, 77. I just realized that right now. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together till just now. Because I told you, I have so much information in my head, I couldn't even figure it out till just now. What in the heck? And you know that that Elvis, he died in the 16th state, right? And and you see, when you write out the word 16th, the TH, T is 20, H is 8. You add the 16 to the T and the H, you get 44. 28 plus 16 is 44. You see? And he died in the 16th state, Elvis. And listen, I could go through the whole connection with you. Like I said, he died in the 20th state, which is the 162 with a crown. I mean, he was born in the 20th state, Elvis, and died in the 16th state. But anyway, and 17th, when you write 17th, it's 45, it would be. With the TH, 17 plus the TH makes 45. That's Trump. 44, 45, 16, 17. And Elvis died in the 16th state. Where's Trump going to get his head wound? The 17th state, Ohio. Get it? 17th is 45. Trump is the 45. He's going to be probably the 47, and he's also going to be the Messiah of the supposed chosen ones. You know what I mean? Because we're the real chosen ones, and he's not our Messiah. Jesus is our God, our Lord and God, and our Savior. Anyway, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, these three are one, okay? They work in unison. If you don't have one, you don't have the other, okay? Anyway, so did we get that? Did we get that, folks? Did you see that incredible connection that I just showed you? I got to see if you guys understood that. By the way, folks, I don't know what you guys are talking about in the chat. I'm overloaded in my brain, so I don't know what you guys are saying in there. But anyway, let me keep going here. I'm about ready to lose it, man. I'm serious. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. Oh my goodness. I think I skipped over a whole connection here. What is this? Hold on. Yeah. I think I skipped over one pile. What the heck? Let me just show this real quick before I move on. I skipped the whole pile first before I was supposed to show this. Hold on. Give me a second, folks. You see how confusing all of this is? Wow, I'm about ready to lose it. Let me just finish showing this. No, I'm not even going to show this one. Okay. For anyone who's writing stuff, you need to write that in the comments section later. Everything that you guys wrote about certain horses, I wasn't paying attention because I told you right now I'm in the middle of showing information. So, I'll check the chat tomorrow. Look, Trump turns 78, right, on June 14th this year. After my June 11th prediction, he turns 78. But he's 77 when June 11th goes. See? You see what I'm saying? He's going to be 77, just like all the 77 connections that I just showed. So he's 78, but after the June 11th event. Look, if you go from the first of the year, okay, pay attention, from the first of the year to Elvis's birthday, 1/8, if you don't add the day, it's 7 days on the calculator. When you add the day, it's 8 days. So up to that day, it's 7 days. If you add the day, it's 8 days. 7, 8, 78. Trump. And from Elvis's birthday to MLK, if you don't add the day, it's 7 days. That's up to the day is 7 days. If you add the day, it's 8 days. So it's the exact same from the first of the year to Elvis' birthday, from Elvis' birthday to MLK's birthday. You see what I mean? And you think it's a coincidence that I don't even think I wrote this part. Check this out. That um, on a leap year, just real quick, let me make sure before I tell you. So remember, MLK was killed on a leap year. So let's just use this year for example. He was killed because this year's a leap year. He was killed on 4/4, and from Elvis's birthday. Look at this. Look. So on a leap year, it is to Elvis from Elvis's birthday to MLK's birthday. I mean MLK's death day. I'm sorry. MLK's death day is look. First of all, it's 88 days, so it'd be 87 if you didn't add the day, but 88 if you add it. Look, it's 2 months, 28 days, 228 from Elvis's birthday to MLK's death. What is 228? On a regular year, um, so on a regular year, Elvis's death date is 8/16. It's 228 days if you add the day. If you don't, if up to that day it's 227. When you add the days, 228, and on a leap year is 229. So it's the 228, which because if you ask Google what day is August 16th, they'll say 228, and between Elvis's birthday and MLK's death date is 2 months, 28 days. So you have the 228 connection. You see on a leap year. You see, even that's connected because I showed you how his death date was connected. Elvis's death date. Now it's Elvis's birthday is connected to him, right? And remember, I was telling you Trump turns 78 this year. That's what's so important. Okay, hold on. Yes, God bless all of you. If you have to watch it tomorrow, just watch it tomorrow. Hopefully, I leave it up. Okay. Anyway, look. If you add all the numbers between 70 through 78, it equals 666. And why am I showing 70 through 78? Because that's when Trump was elected president and when he became president. Elected at 70, became president at 70 years old. And now he's 78. So that's the key. And that's why he became president in 2016. I mean, he was elected in 2016, became president in 2017, and to 2024 is 18180. If you add up all of this in between, if you add up all the numbers between 2016 and 2024, it's 1818 with a crown. And why am I showing it? Because remember, Elvis was born on 18 and had a twin that was born on 18 with one crown. You see? Because one of them was sacrificed. You know what I mean? That's why there can only be. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That Trump is Elvis's crown. It's hard to explain, man. I told you Trump is Elvis's crown. Obama is Trump's crown. You know, because that's why he has to get his head wound on Obama's birthday. And I mean, they're all his crowns. Every crown is Elvis's crown. Okay, but he needs the triple crown. And that's where I come in, but he's not going to get it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. All right? That's what this whole thing is about. But I'm not going to get into explaining that. But so when he became president, Trump he was elected in 2016 and became president in 2017. That's the same thing as August 4th. 2016, 2017 is 216, 217. Same thing if you take out the zeros. Okay, the zero to the hero. Either you take it out, becomes nothing, or you become a hero. It's with a crown. So it's 216, 217 is August 4th. That's the 216, 217th day of the year. All right. Now, Oh man. Ah. And so when did, remember I told you that Trump's going to turn 78 on his birthday, right? And I just showed you that when he became president, he was 70. And if you add up the numbers between 70 and through 78, because he's going to turn 78, is 666. So that's why it has to happen at the 666 mark, his head wound. On August 4th, he's going to be still 78 years old, obviously, right? Because he's going to turn 78 on his birthday on June 14th. But he gets his head wound on August 4th. Listen. So check this out. When did MLK die? What age? Martin Luther King died at age 39. Look at that. If you add up all the numbers between 1 through 39, you get 780. 78 with a crown. You see that? And Trump turned 78 on 6/14. See? 78 with a crown. And I just told you that when he became president, he was 70. And 70 through 78 is 666, you see? And he's going to be 78. Another sheer coincidence, right? That MLK died at 39 and add up all the numbers 1 through 39 equals 780. 78 with a crown, right? And and look at this. MLK, remember he died at the age of 39. From the day Washington State was founded to MLK's birthday is 39 years and 2 months, 4 days, or 2 months, 5 days. Look at that. It's in between 24 and 25. Get it? 2425. Between 24 and 25. From Washington's founding date to his birthday, MLK. And MLK died at 39. You see what I'm saying? But in between 24 and 25, that's where we're at. We're in between 24 and 25. You know, all you guys who were joking around in the chat and messing around, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to go back and look at it later, and you won't be laughing when you get banned. I'm serious. Those better be the comedy that you guys are doing in the chat. It better be like a organic comedy and just something that came up instead of somebody saying funny stuff. You are going to be banned from the channel. So, because there's nothing funny about what I'm saying in this video. Okay, let me get to the next thing here. And to everybody who's like not even paying attention to the chat, I'm gonna ban every one of you. And every time that I'm on, you guys do this and distract the hell out of me. I told you guys don't do that. Don't distract me, and you guys are doing it again. I told you talk about stuff that I'm talking about in the video when I'm doing information. Man, you don't even know. And you know why I'm not starting the video over? Because all my cards are mixed up. If I had them in order, I would be starting this video over, but first deleting all you people who are distracting me right now. Anyway, so Martin Luther King, pay attention, folks. I told you this is the hardest video to do, folks. You have no idea. It's already 44 minutes, and I'm not even halfway finished. I'm not even halfway done. So Martin Luther King turned 95 this year, if he was alive, right? And his death date was 4/4/1968, which was a leap year. 4/4 is normally the 94th day of the year, but it it fell on the 95th day of the year because it was a leap year. So it's 9495, right? 4-4. And I told you I was born on the 9495 day, September 4th, but it fell on a leap year. So I'm the 9495, okay? And so that's, and why am I showing that? You'll see in a moment. I just laying some groundwork. MLK died on 4-4, but it fell on the 4-5 day. So it's connected to the 4-4-4-5. And 44 plus 45 equals 89, which is Elvis and, I mean, Trump and Obama, right? But Trump is also the 44th person to become president and the 45th president to take office. So Trump is actually the 44-45, but Obama is also the 44. That's why he's born on August 4th, to make sure that when Trump gets his head wound on August 4th in Ohio. Anyway, 44 plus 45 equals 89. Elvis equals 89. By the way, the Space Needle equals 89. Just like fallen angel equals 89. And the 44-45 connection, the square root of 44 and 45, 44 or 45 is 6.6 or 6.7. So, and the word twin equals 66, and the word Elvis equals 67. Oh, I have it written right here. So twin equals 66, Elvis equals 67. And it was 66 years from the day Elvis was born to the day the Twin Towers fell. 66 years. And also I was showing you this, all the 666 connections with the numbers 44 and 45, right? For the square roots, all right? And the reason I'm showing you that, because notice it has all the numbers with the 4-4 connections, right? With the 6-6. From MLK's death to the day, Elvis made a comeback special in 1968, the same year MLK died. From MLK's death date to the day that Elvis's comeback special, look at the percentage. It was 8 months exactly, 244 days. It's 66.67. Look at that. That's exactly what I just showed you here with the 4445. 6.6, 6.7, 66.67, you see? 4445 is 66.67. You see that? Like, it's exactly the 4445, and he made a comeback special. Come back, man. Elvis comes back between the 44 and 45, man. All right? Let me look at the chat before I show you the next thing. I don't even see the comments. What's going on here? Anyway, so Elvis's comeback is between the 44 and the 45. So 20 plus 20, and we're in between 2024 and 2025, right? 20 plus 24 is 44. 20 plus 25 is 45. So we're in between the 44-45. Okay? And Trump is the 44-45. Obama's connected to it because he was the 44th person, but Trump is the 44th. Obama's the 44th president, and he's born on August 4th, the day Trump gets his head wound. But Trump is the 44th person, and Trump is the 45th president. 44th person, 45th president to take office. So it's all about the 44-45, which makes 89. Elvis is age 89. MLK was killed on 4-4, but it landed on the 4-5 day. So it's 44-45. And which is the 94-95 day of the year that connects to my birthday. I was born on September 4th, which is 9-4, but it was a leap year, landed on the 9-5 day. Now, so back to the Elvis comeback special connection, right? Which connected to the 666, which with the percentage, and which connected to the square root of 4445, 4,445 is 66.67, and That's exactly what that is. 66.67 from MLK's death that year to Elvis's comeback that same year, Elvis's comeback special. And it's connected to the 4445. And we're in between whatever I just showed you. Now, from that day, Elvis's comeback special, the same year MLK died, it is, let's look at this. I have to make sure it's right because I didn't double check this. I want to make sure it's right, folks. Just give me 1 second here. Man, this video is going to be so long, folks. This is crazy, man. I'm about ready to lose it, man. Give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. I just saw something I gotta put in here. Anyway, so from Elvis's comeback special, okay? From Elvis's comeback special, which I just showed you had that connection to the 666. Look, from Elvis's comeback special to 611 this year, look at the connections. You have 55 years. What the hell is this outside? People are walking by my window. I live right near the street. It's 55 years. 55 is the number of Satan. Satan equals 55. 69 is the circle. 69 is a crown. That's what's in the circle. 6 plus 9 is 15. 15th letter is the O. So it's 5 with a crown. Satan with a crown. And look, 666 or 66 and then 69. It's up to you as far as the months and days. 666 months, 9 days. You see what I mean? But look at this. Even the days match. It's a 2 and an 8 with 2 crowns. 228 is August 16th, the 228th day of the year on a regular year, not a leap year. But which is the day Elvis died, August 16th. So you have another connection even with the numbers, from Elvis's comeback special to 611 this year. All right. And Elvis's comeback special to the day Seattle slew on the Triple Crown back in 1977. Look, it was 3,113 days. And why is that important? 3,113. First of all, look at that. 444 weeks and 5 days. What kind of crazy coincidence is that? There's your 4445, and that's the Elvis comeback special. And I told you that the 4445 was the square root was 66.67. And from the day MLK was killed to the day the comeback special of Elvis was 66.67. That connects to the 4,445 square root. And you're seeing, look at that, 444 weeks and 5 days. Right there. In the amount of, that's how many, 3,113 days. But look, what's important about the 31 and the 13, which connects to Seattle slew, right? Winning that same year Elvis died back in 1977. Elvis died that year. But the 3113 is this. The 6th prime number is 13 and the 11th prime number is 31. See? 611 connects to the 1331, which of course connects to why that whole Taylor Swift thing, because that's her favorite 2 numbers. And, she's connected to the 89 because Elvis is 89 and she's born in 89. And Travis Kelce is Elvis Presley. Get it? Travis, Elvis, Kelce, Presley. All right. Anyway, so let's keep going. I told you folks I'm about ready to lose it because I mixed it up a little bit, the order of all of this. So So remember earlier I showed you a bunch of 404 connections. You remember them? Let me see if I just want to see if I can show that again, because I'm about to show some more 404 connections. Okay, so remember I showed you that that MLK died on 404. If you add up all the numbers between 1 and 404, it's 81810. And remember, Elvis had an identical twin. They were both born on 1818, and they say the date backwards is 8181 with a crown. See, 1 through 404, if you add up all the numbers, has that connection to Elvis's birthday. MLK died on 4/4 in Memphis, Tennessee. Elvis lived and died in Memphis, Tennessee. He was killed on 4/4, supposedly. He's born in the 404 area code, Martin Luther King. Okay, 404. All right, now watch this. He died in 1968, MLK. He died in 1968, supposedly. The 19th prime number is 67. And forget about that. I know Elvis equals 67. But look, 19th prime is 67. The 68th prime is 337. Look at that. It equals 404. And can you believe that? Even his birth year, the death year, because he was killed on 404. I showed all this before. I told you I discovered all these things, okay, connecting to this dude. Everything you're saying is I discovered it all. Okay, this is crazy, okay, that it's 404. Do you understand what I'm saying or no? I just want to make sure you guys understood that before I move on. All right, so now if you took out the 19 and just put 68, because that's the year, look at this. The 68th prime is 337. If you add the 68 to the 337, you get 405. So, and remember, it's 404 was the birth date. The death date was 404. And then the 68 was the year. If you say 4468, get it? 44 and the 68 is 405 connection. So it's 4445 connection right there, even with the year again, because whatever, man, just watch the video. Now look, here's another connection connecting with the year. Watch this. I told you I was born on 9/4, but it landed on the 9/5 day because it was a leap year. And MLK was killed on the 94-95 day of the year, 4/4, because it was a leap year. And look, so watch. So if you took the prime numbers for 1968, the year, because I just showed this a moment ago, 19th prime is 67, the 68th prime is 337. That's when he died, right? Which equals 404, and he died on 4/4. But look, if you add the 19 and the 68, you get 87. If you add the 87 to the 404, you get 491, which is the 94th prime number. You see? That's the connection to my birthday, 9/4, which is also the day he died, was 94-95 day of the year, right? Because it was a leap year, but it normally would be the 94th day of the year. Okay, so that's that connection. And then and MLK was, if MLK was alive, he would be 95 years old right now, right? Now, you think this is a coincidence? Look at this. Look at this. So he died on 4/04, which was the 95th day of the year on the leap year. 4/04 he died, right? You could say 4/04. It doesn't have to be 44. 4/04, right? So 4/04 was the 95th day of the year, because it was a leap year, right? 94-95. But look. And how old is MLK right now? 95, right? So look, 404 plus 95 is 499. And the 95th prime number is 499. Like, what is the chance of that? Do you understand what I'm saying? So he died on 4/04. which was the 95th day of the year. And he's 95 years old now. You add that up, it's 499. The 95th prime is 499. And he's 90, I mean, yeah, 95th prime is 499. You see what I'm saying? And that was the 95th day of the year when he died, right? I told you I can't see the comments. So if you guys are mad at me about something, I can't see because I'm overwhelmed. So if you guys are angry at me, I apologize for not seeing the comments. I'll handle later whatever you guys. If you guys want to talk to me about something, talk to me in the comment section after the video's up. Okay. Anyway, so April, it's month chart because April's the fourth month. So the first time you see April would be the fourth month. Then if you went 12 months later, it would be the 16th month. Then 12 months later, it would be the 28th month. Then 12 months later, it would be the 40th month. And when was he killed? It was 4/4, right? MLK 4/4 just happens to be the 40 connection again with the 404. You see what I'm saying? So 4/4 is 404,440, whatever the heck, right? It's all fours, right? Why am I showing that? You'll see in a moment. But first, before I explain that later, I'll explain that later. Hold on 1 second. Let me get this out of the way here. Wow, this is just so confusing, man. I have all these cards in front of me. So remember I was showing you this month chart, right? Pay attention. When from Elvis's birthday to 4/4 on the leap year, because that's when MLK died on 4/4. It was a leap year. It was 88 days. Look at this. This is why I'm showing this. So remember, the fourth month, the 16th month, 12 months later, then 12 months later is 28th month, and 12 months later is the 40th month in April. And look at that. You add it up, it's 88. So the 4, because he died on 4/4. 4/4 connected to the 88. You see? 88 days to 4/4 from Elvis's birthday. 88. If you add it up to the 4. 4, 4, 4, 8, 8. You see what I mean? All right, now look. Like I said, it just gets more ridiculous. This is nothing. If you think this is good information, just stick around. This video is going to take forever. The sad part is the best part's at the end, toward the end. Okay. So remember, everything's about the 4/4 and everything's about the crown, okay? Now watch this. So pay attention. The word crown, I didn't show the back numbers, the reverse numbers, but the forward numbers are 73 and 28, okay? And 7 and 3 looks like the letters EL. EL means God in Hebrew, which I explained. That's why Elvis and the VIS in Elvis is the sixes. I'm not going to explain it here, but Elvis is the god of sixes, okay? But anyway, crown equals 73, 28. If you wrote the words 73 and 28, because that's what crown equals, the forward numbers, which is the most important numbers. If you put Elvis and a crown, the letter O, with Elvis, with 73, 28 equals 404. See? It's a crown. 404, Elvis with a crown. Okay? And if you think that's a coincidence, okay, watch this. So, by the way, just ask yourself this, what is the chance? Just ask yourself that if you put a crown on the words 611. If you put the letter O, 611, write it out, and then put 2024. Look what you get. So the crown, the letter O, 611, 2024 is 404. The word Washington 2024 is 404. So that means that Washington equals exactly the same as 611 with a crown. And I've shown this before, that's nothing new. I'm just trying to explain to you how incredible it is when you add the 2024 because it makes 404. So 0611 2024 is 404. Washington 2024 404. Because Washington equals 611 with a crown. Okay? Oh, did you understand that or not? I just want to make sure you guys understand that. No, yes, the zero is like a crown too. Zero to hero. It's the same thing, okay? Yes, I'm going to get to that too. Somebody's mentioning something. So, again, remember, June, I'm going to show that connection in a moment. June 11th normally would be the 162nd day of the year, but on leap year it's 163. All right? So 162, 163. So it's all about getting rid of the twin connection. Because Elvis was born on a regular year, not a leap year. Okay? And so basically it's about getting rid of the twin connection. Now look, I told you, June 11th is normally the 162nd day of the year. If you put the words June 11th, 162, it equals 404. Now, please, folks, explain to me in what realm of possibility is that? Think about what I'm showing you, okay? June 11th is the 162nd day of the year. What's the chance that June 11th, 162 equals 404? And you know what? I'm going to double check this. Just for you guys, I'm gonna check it because I don't want to make sure I'm right here. I want to make sure. All right. So just pay attention to the top number. That's all you got to look. So June 11th, 162. That way you can see it all. Hold on. There it is. 404. See it? 404. So June 11th, 162. 404. Because that's the most important number, the top number, 404, the first one. All right. So did you see that? Man, I tell you, man, man, I'm serious. I must have the worst viewers on YouTube, man. You guys are just, man, there's only like one or two of you that are worth anything, man. You guys, the rest of you are just horrible people, man. I never seen anything like this, man. It's just terrible, man. Anyway, you guys will repent soon. Anyway, Trump was born on June 14th, 1946. Look at this. June 14th, 1946 equals 404. If you wrote out his birthday, June 14th, 1946 equals 404. And just to make sure, I'm going to make sure that you guys have zero respect, man. I tell you, man. Just zero respect, man. All right. I finally made a mistake. It wasn't June 14th, 1946. See, I'm glad I checked this. I think it was. What in the heck did I do? Hold on, folks. See, that one wasn't right. See, I'm glad I checked it. Wow. Oh, that's not. No, I know what I did wrong. I am so stupid. It's right. It's right. I just wrote it wrong. Hold on, folks. Man, I was like, how did I make this mistake? Now I know what I did. I wrote the wrong year. That's what it was. Hold on. I am so stupid. So I was right. Man, I thought I was going to look like a dummy. There it is. So June 14th, 1946. Right there. Let me make it smaller. See? 404. June 14th, 1946 is 404. See it? No, I didn't make a mistake. It was right. So June 14th, 1946 is 404. Folks, occasionally I do make one or two mistakes. That's normal when you're involving yourself with um, this many connections, man. It'll drive you nuts. Anyway, yeah, that's what I was getting to. Calm down, folks. All right, the error code. You know, when you have this, it tells you what's an error code is 404. You know, on your, what is it, on your computer or whatever the hell? I don't know, something, whatever. It says error code is 404. And interesting that 404 looks like the letters HOH, kind of. HOH, which is head of household, initials. Head of household, HOH. And isn't that Big Brother? It's like a twin, get it? Big Brother. HOH, head of household, that stupid show, that Big Brother show. Now, why am I? Look how important this is, folks. So remember earlier when I was showing you the connection with the, where is it? I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it now. Let me see if it's here. Yeah, I think it's right here. So remember I was showing you this, and I showed you all the fours, 4440 and all that with the month chart. Look, I told you that Seattle has the double cross. Manhattan had the double cross, the T's. Get it? The Twin Towers had the T's and all that. The Manhattan had the TT in its name. Seattle has the TT, which is the double cross. Because Christ was crucified on the cross and he rose from the dead, right? But there was one that was crucified and came back from the dead. And so there can't be, so there's a second cross, that would be the antichrist. Okay, do you understand? There's only one Messiah, one Savior, one cross. You understand? So the double cross is the TT. So there's the letters TT. Okay, and the TT is the antichrist, which I've explained. So TT equals 40, and then reduced is 4. So you see that? It's TT is 40 because T is the 20th letter, and if you reduce it, it becomes 2. So so it's 20 and 20 is 40, and then 2 and 2 is 4. Look at that, 4 4. The Antichrist. See what I mean? And man, I'm not going to show you anymore. You guys are really irritating the heck out of me here. Hold on. Yeah. So, but what are they really doing, folks? This is stuff I've showed. This is what you're about to see is beyond unbelievable. Like this is Holy Spirit led information, what you're seeing here. So why are they killing the 404? Why are they killing the 404? I mean, what is the 404 about? MLK was killed on 404, but it's a sacrifice to bring up the Antichrist, right? But who were they really killing when they killed the 404? because MLK was killed on 4/4. It's a ritual. It's a sacrifice. Okay, and so so look, Jesus, his forward numbers, which is the most important numbers, is 7411. Then the 7461 is important too, but 7434 is not as important. So the most important numbers of the first two, this is the most important. This is tied for the most important with the back one. So these two are the second most important, and this one is not as important. But look, it's 95, the last one right here. But look, 7411. Look at this. Prime numbers for 74 is 373. The 11th prime number is 31. Look at that. 404. See? See what I mean? This what I mean by a sacrifice? So the 404. Jesus. And Trump, he's going to get his head one on 8/4, but it lands on the 8/5 day because it's a leap year, right? And I forgot to put this, but Trump's the day he's born, 6 plus 14 plus 19 plus 46, because he's born 6/19, 6/14, 1946. 6 plus 14 plus 19 plus 46 is 85. So you have that connection too, and I just showed you that June 14th, 1946 equals 404. So you have the 404 his for Trump's birthday, remember? And his birthday is even equal to 85, the whole thing, 6 plus 14 plus 19 plus 46, and it's connected to the 404. Did everybody just understand what I just showed? Hold on. Yeah, 400. Yeah, I heard that. That's a good one. I didn't write that one. I'm glad you put it in the chat. 400. See, that's what I mean by putting information, folks. For all you people clowning around, a few of you are not, but I'm saying some of you are clowning around. 404 verses in the book of Revelation. There you go. That's a good one. 404 verses in the book of Revelation. I remember that. That's why I know you're right. Yep, that's another one. I gotta remember to write that just in case I bring it up. Because I know I mentioned that in the past. Because someone brought that to my attention. So now we're back to the fours again. I mean, to the 404 again. So let's go back to the 404 again and look how it connects. What did... Look, folks, pay attention. The prime numbers. Remember earlier I was connecting the 4/4 to the 77 because Elvis died in the year 77. Look, the fourth prime number is 7. The fourth prime number is 7 because he was killed on 4/4 MLK. 4/4. 4 equals 7. 4 equals 7, right? So it's like 47 kind of, because Seattle slew the horse won 47 years ago in 77. The year 77 is 47 years from that year. So anyway, pay attention. Fourth prime number is 7. If you take the 4, add it to the 7, you get 11. 7, 4, 11. 7411. Who is 7411? I just told you that's Jesus. Did you see that? Again. And even the word God has the 7/4, and 7 plus 4 is 11. See, the O is basically everything in between. The O is the crown, but there's another crown to make it good. G-O-O-D, get it? But it's going to be in over here. Oh God. Oh God. You see what I mean? But because there's one crown. That's what I'm trying to make you guys understand. There's a crown up for grabs because Lucifer lost his crown. Don't you guys understand what's going on here? He lost his crown. All right. Anyway, but you see that it's even because he was killed on 4-4. Do you understand how crazy that is? 4-4. He was killed on MLK. Fourth prime is 7. Add the 4 to the 7 is 11. 7, 4, 11. That's Jesus' number, 74, 11. And when was Washington founded? 11, 11. When was the state of Washington founded? You see what I mean? 7, 4 is the word God. 7 plus 4 is 11. And you have a cross, get it? You know, the cross. Because the 7 had to connect to the 4. There was a cross in the middle. You see 7 plus 4, get it? The cross, Jesus. Anyway, but look, what is the O? Because it can be you see, it can be an O or 0, 704. And do you think it's a coincidence? Remember I showed you earlier that the word Washington equaled, remember I showed you this? That a crown with 611, a crown with 611 equals the word Washington. Washington equals exactly the words 611 with a crown. Okay? Same exact numbers. Okay? Now, what do you think? I'm about to show you the same numbers here, but what I'm about to show, the word up here that you can't see, it's going to have the same numbers, but these numbers are going to be over here, and these numbers are going to be over here. So it's the reverse numbers of these words. Reverse numbers. Same numbers, but reversed. What numbers do you think it is? Look at this. 074. So that's 704. Get it? Or 470 or 074. It's exact same numbers as this. So it's the backwards. Do you understand what I'm showing you? So what is the chance? These are the only two number combinations that work for this. 611 with a crown and 74 with a crown. It's the backwards of 74. Do you understand what I'm showing you? 74 with a crown. Are you guys understanding that? Hold on, man. Hold on. Man, you guys, you know what? You guys, most of you guys have zero Holy Spirit led in you. I mean, you guys have like, I feel like a lot of you are just a bunch of clowns, and you're just irritating the hell out of me, folks. I definitely am going to be banning you guys. I'm going to go back and look at the chat later. I'm going to be banning you guys, so most of you guys won't be back. So you guys might as well say every bad thing you're going to say, because I'm going to ban you guys. I mean, it's just beyond belief, man. How do you see information like this and still have this clown face that you're making with these comments? You've got to be the lowest of the low. When I'm showing you supernatural, Holy Spirit led information, and you guys are clowning in the chat. Like, how do you sleep at night, man? I don't even understand it, man. It's beyond my understanding. Anyway, so you know that the word God, the word God is the letters, each letter, what it equals. G equals 7, O equals 15, D equals 4. But you know the 15 can be reduced to 6. 1 plus 5 is 6, okay? And pay attention, 1 plus 5 is 6, right? Notice these numbers that are in the back right here. First of all, Elvis died in 77, because, I'm showing you the bottom numbers and then the top numbers, kind of, right? So it would be 715.4 or 764. So notice these numbers: 15,464. The Antichrist equals 15464. You see that? Because I told you they're messing around. They're trying to get in here, all right? And they're trying to steal this crown, and that's why those chosen ones, they call themselves the chosen ones. They don't even spell the word God with a crown. They spell it G with a dash and D. They don't put this crown because they have not had their Messiah crowned. Do you understand? But we know the crown's there. So that's what I'm trying to make you guys understand. Okay? And so that's what's going on here. They're connecting themselves. And what are they connecting here? The 1, 5, and 6. 1, 5, and 6. Guess how many days are in between Elvis's birthday and June 11th on a leap year? 156. On a leap year, 156. Between Elvis's birthday and June 11th. And I just showed you that's the crown, 156. And guess what the 156 prime number is? 9/11. You see? So they did the ritual of 9/11. Now comes the resurrection, the out of the phoenix. You understand what I'm saying? Are you guys getting that? And of course, what do you have here at the end? 404. You get what I'm saying? 404. And you have the 156, 404. That's what they're doing. 707 or 770. You see what I'm saying? It's all connected. They're connecting to that O. All right? They're going for they're going for the crown. They're trying to steal the crown. That's what I'm trying to tell you. All right? And look, the most famous person that will work with this, you put Elvis' birthday, it equals the exact same as the Antichrist. Only this name, and only anything that equals Elvis with the word birthday will match the Antichrist. What I'm saying is, when you're using the word birthday, because birth is super important, because your birth, that's the most important day of your life. And of course the death, because once you die, then judgment comes. Either you're going to get eternal life or you're going to go to hell. And that's why you guys that are on this channel clowning around, and to every person who's mocking me and who has made fun of me over the years, you will regret it. Okay? And if you don't repent, judgment will come upon you. God's not going to let this go unpunished. I guarantee it. Right? So Elvis, the name Elvis with the word birthday equals exactly the Antichrist. Okay? And like I said, only whatever equals Elvis, because there are, things that equal Elvis, but Elvis is the most famous name with the word birthday that equals the Antichrist. Now, also, here's another connection. What day is Trump going to get his head wound? On August 4th, right? Which is the 217th day of the year on a leap year. 216, 217. The word God, let me first tell you that the word God, its backward numbers is the number Satan. So it's basically telling you that God's adversary is Satan, right? Look, God equals 2617, but backwards is 5510. That's Satan's number, 5510. Okay? So Trump's going to get his head wound on August 4th, the 217th day of the year. Look at this. 216, 217. See that? 216, 217, 216, 217. So you got that. You have the Satan right there. And look at the totals, 4365. Look at this. Where am I here? Oh yeah, I was showing how I showed this in the last video, so just go watch this in the video before this one. But look, I want you to concentrate on this. Forget about this one right now. 4365. Uh, the crown on 465. The crown on 465. Why is that? You know, see, this is what I mean. I didn't I didn't fill out the card for this, but I'm gonna do it right now real quick. So from Elvis's birthday to 611, you have three different days it can, the amount of days it can be, depending. Okay, watch. So from Elvis's birthday to 611 on a regular year, if you don't add the day, it's 154 days. If you add the day, it's 155 days. On a leap year, it's 155 days if you don't add the day, 156 days if you add the day. That's where I told you it's all about getting rid of this twin. So it's the twin connection, because the 154, 155 has to stay, that connection. But the 155, 156 has to go. Now look, so you add these three up, you get 465. 465. Look, see? You take that three, make it a crown, you get the crown on the 465. So I guess that's just another coincidence. You know what I mean? It's just another coincidence. It's all coincidences, folks. Remember that. You know? It's all coincidence. Anyway, this was this very important, you know, this this part of the video. I'm gonna have to probably redo this just to show everybody, you know, because they're I don't even know where this goes. All right. Yeah, the 156th prime is 9/11. Yeah. Yeah, you're here for me right now, but you won't be on the next video. So just keep talking. Keep mocking me. Keep mocking me. Instead of shutting your mouth and just, you know, being respectful, you just want to keep mocking me. Go ahead. You know? So let me keep going. Can you believe I'm not even halfway done? It's an hour and 30 minutes, man. I'm about ready to lose it, man. And then I got you guys clowning around in the chat, man. You guys, man, just this is horrific, man. I can't believe what I'm doing here. It's just like, what am I doing? Why am I even showing all of this? I gotta stop, man. This is just too much. I'm serious. I'm about to snap. I'm looking at all the stuff I'm doing. Anyway, just real quick, let me just go through it, man. I'm about ready to lose it. So he was born, I mean, he died on 4/4 MLK, right? And it needs, you know, it's all about the 6/11, right? This event. If you add up 4/4 and 6/11, you get 10/15. And it's the 1/15 with a crown. Remember, I was showing you all that stuff earlier? And that's MLK's birthday, 1/15. You see what I'm saying? So the 6/11 even connects to to that when you add the death day of MLK. And I told you 1/15. I'm not gonna, you know, just let me just show this. Prime number, the first prime is 2. If you separate each number, instead of saying 1 and 15, put 1, 1 and 5. 1 is 2, and the first prime number is 2, and then the fifth prime number is 11. You have the 1122 connection, the JFK 2211 connection. And if you add up whatever the hell I wrote here, it connects to what I'm writing here. I've gotten to the point, I don't even know why I'm showing this. I was connecting, I guess, the 2211 to the twin number, because a twin equals 66, 1 through 20, 1 through 66 equals 2211. And MLK was killed on 4/4. The 44th square root is 6.6, so 66 is the twin connection. That's why I was showing that. And interestingly enough, on a leap year from Elvis's birthday to MLK, if you don't add the dates, 87. If you add the dates, 88 on a leap year, because he was killed on a leap year, MLK. And from the first of the year to 4/4 on a leap year is 94, 95. So the first one you see is 87. The last one you see is 95 for the 4/4. One from Elvis's birthday, one starting from the first of the year. Look, if you were to put all those numbers in, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, it equals 115 with a crown. See that? Again, I'm connecting. You see how it's like ridiculous connections? Like, how is this even possible, Like, how does it all just connect like this if it's not supernatural? Elvis, it's all about the Space Needle. The Space Needle in Seattle is the only other place that has the word space with a needle. The only other place in America with the word space and a needle is the Gatlinburg Space Needle. So, and that was in Tennessee. Elvis lived and died in Tennessee. And he's going to come back in Seattle where the other Space Needle is. And look at the address. It's 115. I didn't write the street. Who cares? But Gatlinburg Space Needle, the address is 115. Again, I'm just saying, is this a coincidence too? Because that's when MLK is born, 115, right? And remember, 611 with a crown equaled Washington, but without the crown, it equals 115. 611 equals 115. See what I'm saying? And, MLK, he turned 95 in the year 24. All right? MLK this year turned 95, and we're in the year 24. If you take his death date and his birth date, add it up, it's 5/19. 5 plus 19 is 24. 5 times 19 is 95. And he turned 95 in the year 24. I'm just like I said, folks, I'm just showing you the most craziest, ridiculous connections. And I haven't even gotten to the best part yet. I mean, well, the best part, if you like supernatural and spiritual, is the God connections that I showed. But the most connecting to the to the look at this. I still have this much to go, folks. Just like another hour. I'm telling you, folks, I'm gonna lose it. Oh man, I'm gonna lose it. So MLK died on 4/4 on a leap year, right? Hold on, I'm getting rid of everybody. I've had it. All of you are going. All of you. I've had it. All of you are gone. Let me see. I just deleted everybody. You guys are all gone. I've had it. Who else? Let's see. Who else is gonna say anything? I told you you're gonna make me snap. I'm gonna lose it. Let's see who else is left. Let's see who else is. Take deep breaths. I'm gonna ban you too. So I don't know who you are, but you're gone. All right, I'll give you one more chance. I don't know who the hell you are. Don't say that again. Um, give me a second. I'm just looking through the chat. Let's see who else I need to get rid of. All right, so to anybody listening, I just deleted all the trolls. And if one of you wasn't a troll, I don't care because you did troll. All right, I warned you to shut up. All right, you filthy heathens. You're gonna burn in hell, every one of you. Anyway, so so 1968 was a leap year when MLK was killed, and from the first of the year, to 4/4 is 94 and 95 days. From Elvis's birthday to 4/4 on a leap year is 87 or 88 days. So it's the 88, 95 that we're looking at, okay? And 88, 88 and 95 we're looking at, right? Because that was what it is right there for, the Elvis connection right there. For this moment, okay, that's what we're looking at. So where am I? EL means God in Hebrew, right? E is the 5th letter, L is the 12th letter. Look at this. So if you were to minus, because the double zero is like the reset. Anything that's the increments of 10, like 10 is a reset, 100 is a reset, 1,000 is a reset, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million. You get what I'm saying? So the 00 is the reset. So 95 minus 100 is 5. 88 minus 100 is 12. So it's 512, which is the EL, 9588. And that's the day MLK was killed. The 95th day of the year on leap year from the first of the year, from Elvis' birthday, 4/4 is 88. 88 and 95 connects to the EL. You understand? When you minus those numbers. All right, did you understand that? And from the Twin Towers, and the Twin Towers, and by the way, Elvis, he did the biggest concert he had was the Hawaii Honolulu satellite concert. I'm not going to get into that because I've talked about that. It's got so many connections. That happened on the exact same day it was aired. I mean, the concert was earlier in the year in 1973, but it aired on 4/4 on NBC, I think, too. At least the comeback special was, but I'm not sure about the Honolulu from Hawaii concert. I'm almost positive it was NBC, but I could be wrong. But so the Twin Towers opened on 4/4/73, the same year that Elvis, his Honolulu from Hawaii concert was aired. The satellite, which sounds like Seattle, right? Seattle lights, that's what they call them. Look, from that day to 6/11 this year, from the day the Twin Towers opened, look at this. You have 512, the percentage 2.47, and look at that, 614 months in 8 days. That's what's his name's birthday? I mean, that Trump is 614, but look, it's the 8461 connection. That's when Obama was born. But look, 512, that's the EL. I just told you the 5th letter is the E, the 12th letter is the L, then 2.47. America's 247 years right now. That's my birthday, 9495, which is 247, 248. We're in between it right now because it's about to turn 248 years old, America. From Elvis's birthday to 9/11 was 247 days. On leap year, it would be 248, right? So, I think I'm about to get sick, folks. Hold on. You guys have no idea. Yeah, you guys need to watch my reset videos. If you don't know what the reset, I've done like 4 different reset videos. You guys got to watch it. All right, so where am I? Just let me go through this here. Yeah, I see that last comment you put. It's interesting. So, the reason I'm showing you this, because remember I told you that, I showed you that, that, Trump turned 78 years old, and he was 70 when he became president, and 78 now he's going to be, when he turns 78 on June 14th. You add 70 through 78, you get 666, right? And so if you forget about the 0 for a second, so it's 7, 7, and 8. Look at this. From Elvis's birthday to the day he died, if you look at the years, look at this: 7 years, 7 months, 8 days. If you don't add the day, it would be, I think 7 days. I don't remember now, but I know it's 7 years, 7 months, 8 days is this number right here. 2777 days is this amount. So that I was showing you the 70 through 78 is the 666 connection. But look, 2777 days is the 404th prime. So that's another connection. And it's from Elvis's birthday to 816. And it's the 778, which connects to the 666. 70 through 78 is 666. Trump's age from president till now. All right. I'm gonna be sick, folks. I'm serious. Like I can't breathe because my throat, my vocal cords are inflamed. But I can't stop now because I'm probably gonna have to do this video over again, but condense it and just take out a lot of info. My goodness, this is just unreal. This is never-ending information. And remember, I had 10 more like this, 10 more exact amounts, and I tossed out. That's why it took me 2 weeks to go through it. Man, yeah, that's right. Germany equals Elvis. That's right. And yeah, it's a good. Yeah, I saw what you wrote earlier, Kelly. Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that, Jessica. Yes, we know that 2001 was not a leap year. We know that. We know that. That's why the big one hasn't happened yet. That's why they're waiting for now to do the real ritual. What happened then was just kids play back then. Yeah, you got me when it comes to something about the power. I don't even understand that. Something about the ninth power of the two. I don't know nothing about. I told you I barely know math. I know subtraction, addition, and multiplication. That's it. I barely know anything about division. Like minor division I can do. But anyway, let me keep going here. Man, I'm not feeling good, folks. This is a terrible idea I did to do this all in one video. I'm just going to get it out there, and I'll worry about cutting it down later and doing another one. So from Martin Luther King's birthday, the day he's born, to Elvis's 89th birthday this year, because that's why it's so important. Oh, I see it. Yeah, someone wrote something about the ninth power. Yeah, I get what you're doing right there. Yeah, I didn't know that. Um, anyway, so from Martin Luther King's birthday to Elvis's birthday this year is 94 years, and I told you I was born on 9/4, right? But MLK turned 95. You understand? So MLK turned 95 this year, okay? But to Elvis's birthday, see, he's born after Elvis's birthday. That's why if it was 7 more days, it would have been 95 years. But from the day Martin Luther King was born to Elvis turning 89 is 94 years. And look at the percentage, 9504, and the 66 is the twin. So 9504, that's my birthday, 94, but it landed on the 95 with a crown. You see what I mean? All right. And I told you I was born on 9/4, September month chart. The first time you see September is 9. The next time would be 12 months later would be the 21st number. 12 months later would be the 33rd number. Then the fourth one it would be the 45. That's my birthday, 9/4 to the 45. And MLK was killed on 4/4 but landed on the 4/5. You understand? And it was the 94th, 95th day of the year. And that's my birthday because I landed on a leap year. 9/4 landed on 9/5. And if you add all the numbers between 1 through 9, you get 45. 1 through 9 equals 45. You know? And interestingly enough, you add up all these numbers right here, 9, 21, and 33, and 45, it equals 108. That's Elvis's birthday. 9, 21, 33, 45 equals 108. That's Elvis's birthday. 108. I'm about ready to lose it, man. I'm serious. I'm having trouble breathing. Hold on. All right. So, so remember, he's killed on 4/4, which is the 94th day of the year, but it lands on the 4/5, which is 4/5 is the 95th day normally. But leap year would be 96, but 94 would be leap year 95. But he was killed on 4/4, but it connects to the 4/5. That's what it's all about, the 44/45, right? And 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 I told you that that's my birthday, the 94-95 connection, right? And from MLK's death to Elvis's birthday, remember, I've been showing you from Elvis's birthday to 4/4 and all that other stuff, but MLK to Elvis's birthday within the same year, look at that, 9 months, 4 days. From MLK's death to Elvis's birthday is 9 months, 4 days, 9 months, 5 days. Are you understanding what I'm showing? He was killed on the 94-95 day of the year. From MLK's death date to Elvis's birthday is 9/4-9/5. 9 months, 4 days, 9 months, 5 days. If you add the day. Do you see? Are you understanding what I'm talking about? How? How is this possible? Are you guys getting what I'm showing? Yes, exactly. Now look, from the day MLK was killed to the day Elvis died, uh, just look at the connections to the I didn't put the days. I mean, I put the days, but very little. It's 12 or 13 days. But look at this. From MLK's death to the day Elvis died, the exact dates is 9 years, 4 months, and then 12 or 13 days. You see that? 9, 4, 12 or 13 days. So again, connecting to the 9, 4. I'm just saying, what is the chance, right? You know, that he's 9 years and 4 months later, he dies, Elvis. When I'm just showing you all these connections, right? And you know, he died on 8/16, right, Elvis? Look at this. How old is Elvis right now? He's 89. And he died on 8/16. Look at that. 8/16 plus 89 is 905. And MLK died on the 88th day of the year. 8/16 plus 88 would be 904. You understand? MLK died on the 88th day of the year. I'm sorry. MLK died on the 88th day of the year from Elvis's birthday. 4/4 is normally the 94, 95 day of the year, but from Elvis's birthday, it's, if you add the day, it's 88 days on a leap year. So 88 plus Elvis's death date, 8/16, would be 904. Elvis's age right now is 89, would be 905. What did I just say? From Elvis's birthday to MLK's death date is 88 days on a leap year. 88, 8/16 plus 88 equals 904. But from Elvis's age this year, 89, it's 905. Okay? And MLK turned 95 this year, right? 8/16 plus 95 is, what is that? I can't even see what this is. Oh, 9/11. Look at that. It connects to the 9/11. Yeah. All right, let me keep going. And you know what's interesting? From that day that Elvis died, if you went forward 4,445 days, because it's the 4445, look where it lands. It landed on 10/17/89, and that was the San Francisco earthquake. What in the hell? And you know that San Francisco connects to this because the 49ers have all the Super Bowl connections with Elvis. Because Levi's Stadium, Levi's is Elvis. And they played in the Elvis Super Bowls that were important. But San Francisco earthquake. And it's 4,445 days from Elvis' death. I just want to see if that's when was the San Francisco earthquake in 1989? Yeah, 10/17/89, yeah. Yeah, that's correct. It was called the Loma Prieta earthquake. And you know that that MLK, yeah, good, yeah, you guys are making good comments now. Now that the trolls are not in the chat. So from Elvis's birthday to 4/4 is 88 days. From Elvis's birthday to 4/4 on a leap year is 88 days. From the first of the year to 4/4 when MLK was killed is 95 days on a leap year. So it's 88, 95. Do you know that if you went back to the very first year ever, you know, if you went back, I'm saying to, you know, because we're in the year 2024, if you went to the year one, the year one, you get what I'm saying? If you started from the year one to Elvis's birthday when he turned 89, look at this. Because you know the 7 and 3 looks like the letters EL, which means God in Hebrew, right? But look at the numbers behind the 73, 88 and 95 to Elvis's birthday this year when he turned 89. But look, you have the 88, 95 with the EL. You see what I'm saying? What did I do with it? Back down. Oh. You see what I'm saying? 88, 95. The amount of days, the connections to MLK's birthday. You see what I mean? And that's, what's the chances, you know, of that, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, what's the chance, That's the 88-95 connection. That's all I'm saying. Did you understand that? Okay. I just want to make sure you understood it. Because I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. It's so much information. Now, if you started from that year one and went to 611, look what you get. Look at that. It's 73, which is the EL. Then you have the 9 and the 5 with the two crowns. You see 905. And that's, and look at the percentage. Look at that. Even the percentage is crazy. It's got the 2024, 2024, and it's got the 247 in there. It's got 945 at the end. I'm just saying it's all over. Where am I? Because, MLK turned 95, you know what I mean? And these are just, like I said, I'm just showing you. So what is MLK's, if you take out the 19 in MLK's birthday, it's 1 plus 15 plus 29. That's when he was born, that's his birthday. 1 plus 15 plus 29 is 45. All right? And if you add the 19, it would be 64. And that was the year I was born, 64. September 4th. But and you know that Trump's trying to be the 47th president, right? And also, it's been 47 years. On June 11th, it's going to be exactly 47 years from Seattle Slew winning the Triple Crown in 77. So from MLK's birthday, 115, to 47 on a leap year is 84 days. And 84 days on a leap year is 2 months, 24 days. And Trump's going to get his head one on 8/4/2024, get it? And he's the 47. Does that make sense? You see what I'm saying? Do you get that? This got to be the longest video. I'm talking about longest video I've ever done. I've done, 14-hour live streams in the old days when my throat was not as messed up. But this is probably gonna be the longest live stream that I've done back to back. I mean, um, this is ridiculous. All right, where am I? All right, so Elvis, he turned 89 this year, right? And MLK is 95 this year. So 89 and 95. If you were to add up all the prime numbers between 1 through 66, the prime numbers, not just adding up regular numbers, add up all the prime numbers between 1 through 66, look what you get. You get 9523, but if you add the 66, which is the final prime, it would be 9589. And that's what they turn. And the word twin equals 66, right? And I'm just saying, what's the chance of that? That if you add the 66, because all the prime numbers between 1 through 66, then add that 66, you get 9589. I'm just saying, another sheer coincidence. And Elvis, his reverse birth date, hold on. Elvis's reverse birth date is December 23rd, because Elvis was born on the 8th day, which leaves 357 days in the year. And the 357 plus 8 is 365. That's how you know what the reverse is. So Elvis's reverse birth date is 12/23. Look at this. If you go from Elvis's birthday to his reverse birthday, look at the percentage. Look at that percentage. 95.89. Look at that. And I believe that's a leap year, but I'm not sure. But I just know that it's on one of those. I think it's on a leap year, but I'm not sure. It could be just a regular year, but it's 95.89. Just make sure you check, all right? So just ask yourself, what is the chance of that? If Elvis's reverse birthday, that's how much percentage is in between their birth, the days, the percentage. Now here's another ridiculous connection that so if you went from Elvis's birthday on a regular year to 4/4, if you don't add the day, it would be 86 days. Look. So follow me. So from Elvis's birthday to 4/4 on a regular year, but when you don't add the day, it's 86. When you add the day, it's 87. On a leap year, it's 87 days. When you don't add the day, 88 when you add it. So it ends at 9/5 from the first of the year to 4/4. It would be 93 and 94, or on a leap year, 94, 95. So from Elvis' birthday, it starts at 86, ends at 95. Look at this. 86 through 95 is 905. Again, what's the chance? If you added up all the numbers between 86 through 95, is 905. You see what I'm saying? And MLK died on the 95th day of the year, and he's 95 right now. Look what I did with this card. I made it all yellow. Uh, um, and he died on 4/4, which is the 95th day. He died on 4/4, 1968. 4 plus 4 plus 19 plus 68 equals 95. You see what I mean? I was just, showing you that 86 through 95 connection, ends with the 9/5. Okay. Oh my goodness. Look, it's never ending. Look at this. I still have like 25 more cards on. Folks, I'm serious. I'm having trouble breathing, man. My vocal cords is just completely swollen up. I can't swallow. Hold on. Oh my God. I gotta get through this, man. I'm having an attack, folks. I'm serious. It's not good. So, you remember I told you that from Elvis's birthday to 6/11 on leap year is 156 days. Pay attention, okay? So from Elvis's birthday to 6/11 is 156 days on a leap year when you add the day. This year, the Belmont Stakes, which is the last leg of the Triple Crown, is the 156th running. That was the Seattle Slew on the last leg on 6/11, 1977. And now it's the 156th running. Okay? And the 156th prime is 9/11. And I told you the crown, the letter O, is the 15th letter, reduces 6. Look, MLK died on this date. If you add up all those letters, hold on. If you add up all those letters, I mean, if you add up all those numbers, 4 plus 4 plus 19 plus 68, that's MLK's death date, is 95. If you add up all the numbers for this year, 6/11/2024, 6 plus 11 plus 20 plus 24 is 61. Add it up, you get 156. See? You see how it's connected? Because remember, MLK, King County, where Seattle is named after Martin Luther King now. Oh man, this is bad. Oh my God. I'm having trouble, folks. Anyway, Elvis died at the age of 42. Washington's the 42nd state. The 42nd prime is 181, okay? Pay attention. The 42nd prime is 181. If you add up all the numbers between 1 through 181, it's 88,000. Hold on. I think I'm wrong on that. Hold on. The sum of all numbers between 1 and 181. See, I was wrong. This is the prime numbers. If you add up all the prime numbers, you know what? But this was all the prime numbers. So if you just want to look at that, if you want to connect it like I did, the way I did it, I separated the numbers and stuff. I'm not even going to show this. So you can look at it and do it yourself later, what I did. Because I was connecting it to this, because the 42nd prime was 181. And the reason I was showing that is because Elvis's death date, 8 plus 16 plus 19 plus 77 equals 120. 6 plus 11 plus 20 plus 24 this year is 181. 120 plus 61 is 181. So that's why I was connecting that. So remember, if you're looking at this, this is adding up all the prime numbers between 1 through 181. And remember, you're not going to be able to find that anywhere. You have to literally do that by hand. I did all those calculations by hand. Anyway, let me keep going. And you know that that on the Roman calendar, pay attention, folks. I can't talk loud because my throat, I can't breathe. 6/11 on the Roman calendar would be 4/11. Okay? Just like 8/11 would be 6/11. 9/11 would be 7/11. Okay? So the Roman calendar, the 6th month is actually the 4th month. So 6/11 would be 4/11, okay? And why am I showing this? Because look, Elvis was born on January 8th. When you say the word, you don't say 8, you say 8th with a TH, okay? So January 8th, there's only one date that equals the exact same in Gematria as January 8th, and that's April 11th. April 11th equals January 8th. And why is this important? You want to see why it's important? Because remember, 6/11 is 4/11, right? And April 11th equals January 8th. But what's the real reason? Because look, from Elvis's birthday to 4/11 is On a regular year, it's 93, 94 days. But on a leap year, it's 94, 95 days. You see? You see what I mean? It's killing the twin, you know? But do you get what I'm saying? But they're doing it in a different way. You know, it's like everything is back, you know. I mean, whatever the hell they're doing is connected to this twin thing, you know, because the 4-4 day is 94, 95 on a leap year, but from Elvis's birthday to 4/11 is 94, 95, and that's the only day that equals his birthday. January 8th equals April 11th, you know, in the Gematria. And and notice that I told you 6/11 is 4/11 on the Roman calendar. And if you add those up, it's 10/22. If you went from the first of the year to JFK's death date, it's 10 months, 22 days. You see? And I could show you the connections with the days, but look, 10 months, 22 days, 10/22. See what I mean? It's always some ritual connection with death, you know. All right, this is going to be the best information here right now, the end. And like I said, I'm going to have to redo this video and take out most of it, or just leave this up and tell people not to watch this, but I'll leave it up. I'll put do not watch this video later on, once I do it over again. This is the best part of the video right here. I mean, there was good parts in the video, but this is the most important, I think. Just give me a moment to gather my thoughts here. Okay. Get ready, folks. This is going to be so complicated. Get ready. All right. So Satan equals 55, right? If you went from the first, if you look at the first of the year, 1/1, and 4/4, the day MLK died, if you add those up, it's 1/1 is 55. Okay. It's 55 right there. Satan equals 55. What is this? So I told you everything's about the 44-45. I'm not going to explain this. I'm just going to show it to you. So everything's about the 44-45, and Elvis turned, you can look at it later if you want. Elvis turned 89. 44 plus 45 is 89. Trump is a 44-45 president. And Obama's born on 8/4, and he was the 44th president, right? But Trump was a 44th person, 44th person, 45th president. But look, Obama's born on the 8/4. That's the date Trump gets his head wound, on 8/4 in Ohio. 8/4, and he was the 44th president. August, the first time you see August is the 8th month. 12 months later would be the 20th month. 12 months later would be the 32nd month. 12 months later would be the 44th month. So the 44th president was born on 8/4. Okay? And I told you that Elvis needs the 9. He's born on 1/8. He needs the 1/9. September is the 9. 9/4 is my birthday. 9/4 is the 45. So it's all about the 44-45 connecting to the 44 kill number. And you have the 1144. You understand? I just explained. The 1144 is the Satan, 55. Elvis turns 89. 44 plus 45 is 89. That's Obama's 44, Trump's 45, Trump's 44th person, you know, and MLK was killed on 4/4. You understand? And Elvis turned 89 this year. Okay? And MLK was killed on 4/4, which is the 94-95 day of the year on a leap year. Okay? He was killed on a leap year. And what is this? Why am I showing this? I'm going to skip this, but you can look at it yourself later. It's just another connection to the June 11th. All right. I'm going to skip that. But check this out. MLK's death date, 4/4, to George Washington's death date, 12/14, is 254 or 255 days. That's 9/11. 254, 255. And George Washington, Washington State, get it? So from MLK, and MLK's, King County is named after MLK now, Seattle, King County. But 254, 255 connected to George Washington's death date from MLK death, right? And then if you go from the exact day that George Washington was killed, that George Washington died, to the exact day MLK was assassinated, look at that. It's 61473 days. Okay? And look, it's 168 years. Elvis died on 8/16. But look, 61473. 73, or the 37, looks like the letters EL, which means God in Hebrew. 614 is Trump's birthday. You see that? Okay? And if you think that's a coincidence, what about this? So from Elvis's birthday, the day he's born, to the day MLK was killed, if you don't add the day, but up to that day, it's 12140 days. So it's 12/14 with a crown. George Washington died on 12/14. See, 12/14 with a crown. All right, I could show you more on that, but it's whatever. He was 33 years old too, Elvis, which is another connection. And remember that MLK died on the 94-95 day of the year, and I was born on the 94-95 day, right? 9495, September 4th, September 5th, because it was a leap year. My birthday's September 4th. But anyway, 4/4, the day he died, is 94-95. Here comes the best part of the video. Why it's all going to be for this, folks. Get ready. Get ready, okay? So my birthday is 9495. MLK was killed on the 9495 day of the year, right? 4/4 is the 94-95 day of the year. So the reverse date of my birthdays, because I was born on the leap year, 94 is connected to 95. 94's reverse date is 4/28. 95's reverse date is 4/27. 94 is 4/28. 95 is 4/27. Okay, get ready. It's coming, all right? So first let me show this. That in between MLK's birthday and 6/11 is 4 months, 27 days, or 4 months, 28 days. Okay? And so that's from MLK's birthday to 6/11 is 4 months, 27 days, or 4 months, 28 days. And I just told you that the reverse date of 94 is 4/28 or 4/27, right? And let me start it again. MLK's death date, 4/4, is the 94-95 day of the year. I was born on 94-95, the date. And 94's reverse date is 4/28. 95's reverse date is 4/27. And from now, I'm showing you exactly from MLK's birthday to 6/11. The exact day from MLK's birthday to 6/11 this year is 95 years, 4 months, 27 days. What is that? The reverse date of 95 is 4/27. Are you understanding what I just showed? Are you getting that? Is anyone not understanding that? The reverse date of 95 is 4/27. 95 years, 4 months, 27 days. Are you getting it? Are you understanding what I'm showing? I just want to make sure you guys understand that. Okay? Now, and that's, and by the way, that's if you don't add the day. If you add the day, it's 95 years, 4 months, 28 days. So it connects to the 9/4. Same thing. I told you 9/4, 9/5. It all connects to each other. So it'd be 95 years, 4 months, 28 days. But when you go up to that day, not including the days, 95 years, 4 months, 27 days. Okay? Now, let me show you this before I show you the next part. So from Elvis's birthday, within the same year to 1214, George Washington's death date is 11 months, 6 days or 11 months, 7 days. Okay? And 11 months, 6 days is the 611 backwards, right? And look at this. It's 816 hours if you count this one. 11 months, 6 days. 816 hours. And I'm not sure if it's a leap year or not, but anyway, it's 11 months, 6 days or 11 months, 7 days. And it's a 611 backwards connecting to George Washington's death date from Elvis's birthday, right? But look at this. So what's in between 1/8 and 224 is 47 or 48 days, okay? And why am I showing you this? The 47 or 48 between, because we're in the year 2024. So from Elvis's birthday to 224, the date is 47 or 48 days, right? Look at this. So in between, I mean, if you go from the first of the year to 1214, George Washington's death date, not a leap year, just a regular year, because he died in 1799, which wasn't a leap year. From the first of the year to 1214, George Washington's death date is 347 or 348 days. Notice the percentage is 95%. There's your 95 connection, right? But look, first of all, look at the weeks and days. 49 weeks, 4 days, or 49 weeks, 5 days. But look, it's 347, 348, right? Why am I showing that? Because look, pay attention, okay? Pay attention. 347, 348. The threes are crowns, I told you. So it's a W47, W48. Because, like George W. Bush or Washington starts with W. W is a crown. 47, 48 with the crowns. 347, 348, right? And I just got finished showing you that from Elvis's birthday to 224 is 47, 48, right? Because we're in the year 2024. But look, here's where it gets good. All right. Where is it? What the hell am I doing, man? I'm about ready to lose it, folks. Hold on. I'm serious. I'm about ready to lose it. What did I do with that last piece of paper here? 347, 348. Where is? Oh, here. Oh, here it is. So look, from when MLK was born to 611 this year, if you add the day, look what the numbers are. 3, 4, 8, 3, 4, 7. Get it? The three's a crown. So it's the 48 and 47 with a crown. Are you getting it? So in between the first of the year and 1214 is 347, 348. From the first of the year to George Washington's death date is 347, 348 on a regular year, not a leap year. And from the first of the year to 224, because we're in the year 224, is 47, 48 days from Elvis's birthday, to 224. And see, I'm totally confusing myself here, but it's 348, 347. And I told you that the 347, 348 is the crown on the 47 and the 48. Okay? Are you understanding what I'm saying? And the fact that it's 347, 348 days from the first of the year to 1214. Okay? But from MLK's birthday to 611, what did I do with the paper? See, I told you folks, I have 100 pieces of paper in front of me. I'm losing track of where the paper is. I can't even believe this. It's like right here in front of me. I'm looking for this. So it's 348, 347. You see? what I'm saying? All right. And it has all those 95 connections. Hold on, folks. Hold on. And remember, from Elvis's birthday to 1214, it's got the 11 months, 6 days, which is the 611 connection backwards. So you have all these 348, 347 connection. Where am I? You're not. All right, I'm done with you. I'm done with. I have no patience for any of you people. It's just so ridiculous. Anyway, so what's the last thing I'm going to show here, folks? Oh, I was talking about the 347, 348. You know, being the crown. You know, with the connections. You know, because you know what's happening is because I have so much information, it's just getting convoluted. But from the first of the year to Washington's death date is 347, 348, right? And which is the crown on the 47 and 48, right? You know, and the amount of days is 347. I mean, it's 34847. The three on the 48, three on the 47. Get it? From MLK's birthday to this year 611. And if you think that's still a coincidence with it, look, see, I told you it's all about the crown. So if you put a crown on 48 and 47, you get 95. See? Right? 48 plus 47, 95 with the crown. And what is the prime numbers for 47, 48? 211 and 223 add up to 434. If you add the 95 to the 434, you get 529, which is JFK's birthday. 529. So it connects. So it's all connecting to each other, okay? Anyway, so that's it. I know I skipped a few things because I just don't have the patience for it. And I'm gonna go back now, and I'm gonna unban a few people. And if I'm serious, if you don't if you keep up again, I'm just gonna ban you for sure next time. I'm gonna give everyone another chance. Not everyone, but a few of you. Like the last person I just deleted, I'm gonna give him another chance. All right. I unhid that last person. I don't want to listen. If you're not convinced, then you're just dumb. I'm serious. You said, you know why I banned you? Because you said you're not convinced. You just got to be dumb if you're not convinced. All right. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, I can't imagine somebody saying something as stupid as that. You're not convinced. Anyway, what the hell would convince you? The only thing left would be for you, for God to literally come and talk to you and tell you it's going to happen. Now, I'm going to go back and unban one other person. Um, Hold on. Let me see if I can find that person. I'm going to give that person one more time. Even though I know it's a troll, I'm just going to, just in case it's not, you know. Hold on. Hold on. I just want to see what this message was. Give me a second. Why can't I see it? Why won't it let me? Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Yeah, I banned the right person on that one. I was looking at the message that person wrote. I was wondering why I banned him. Hold on, I'm getting to I'm going to unban one person. I'm going to give, even like I said, even though I know he's a troll, I'm going to give him another chance. George. I'm giving George one more chance, even though I know he's a troll. Yeah, normally he's kind of normal. So I unbanned you, George. And I'm gonna unban Henry too one more time. That's it, folks. If you do it again, you're gone. Okay. I know you're trolls. I'm not stupid, but I'm gonna give you another chance. All right. I told you, stop acting like a clown. So I unbanned you guys. Anyway, you don't understand how frustrating this is doing these videos, and you're sitting there clowning around in the chat. Anyway, folks, I'm gonna be deleting this video. Not now, but I'm gonna be deleting it, and I'm gonna rummage through it to see what is the most important info, and then I can condense it and make it a better video. Let me catch up to the chat again. Anyway, to that, I unbanned. Okay. Yeah, I didn't say you didn't find it compelling. I just don't think, how do you write the words, I'm not convinced? What do you mean you're not convinced? And you know what? I'm going to unban that other person too. But let me look at the person's comments first. Hold on. Give me a second. It says, yeah, so it's a troll. So there was one other person. Hold on. To the person, I'm going to unban that person. Even though I know it's a troll, I'm going to unban this one person. Where is it? Hold on. I unhid this one person named Okie Wind. I got, you know what? See, if I was not being lazy, I'd go and check if you were just started your channel or not. Then I'd know you're a troll. So you're saying this one dum saying that, oh, they looked at one video, it said 2023. Yeah, you idiot. I've been talking about this for the last 6-7 years. I've been talking about Trump's head wound and Seattle being struck from 2000, before Trump was elected. Okay, but the dates, okay, is from when Elvis came into the picture. Okay, it was that's when it all started. Everything. But I mean, it started before that too. But what I'm saying is, I just didn't know what year, but I never changed the dates. It's always been 6/11 and August 4th. I'm talking about once Elvis got into the picture, and I've been saying the same thing since 2019 with Elvis. Okay, so 6/11, 6/11 is 6/11 and August 4th are the two dates I've been talking about since 2019. All right, and it's all coming to an end. Right, I told you that it has to be in the reset year. The reset is the 24th or 25. So, like I told you guys a million times, it's either going to be this year or next year. There's only one last chance, and that would be at the end of the reset, which is the 45 mark. Which you guys don't understand, but next year is the connection to the 45. Right now, we're in between the 44 and 45. And if you never watch my reset videos, you're not going to understand what the hell I'm talking about. All right, but if you watch my videos, you'll understand. No, you're being intellectually dishonest. You're saying you're being honest. How can you say you're being honest when you're not? What do you mean you're not convinced? What if you've been watching my videos? What do you mean you're not convinced? I've literally shown you 5,000 different connections to Elvis being the Antichrist and Trump being the image of the Antichrist and the Antichrist in the flesh. That you can't deny it. It's impossible. So for you to say you're not convinced is ridiculous. All right. Anyway, To anyone who's listen, I'm not sure who's a troll anymore and who's not, because that's what, see, listen to me, that's how you know that you're being watched, by how many trolls you have. Literally, I have this many viewers and I have 10 to 20 trolls per a video. It could be the same one trolling me, but the point I'm trying to make is, what is the chance that you have this many trolls when you only have 50 viewers? It's ridiculous. Go to these channels that have 500, 600 people on their live chats, thousands, they don't get this kind of trolls. Anyway, to anyone who's, God bless you. If you understand, if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, God bless you. And listen, like I said, if you don't understand why I'm impatient right now, and why, because first of all, I'm sick, all right, and I'm having difficulty breathing, and I'm gonna pay for it because I'm not gonna be able to sleep, because every time I lean back, I'm not gonna be able to breathe. I'm having like panic attacks already. I should have ended it an hour and a half ago. I have a lot of patience. All right. I mean, everybody could need more patience, yes, but I have plenty of patience. You come to this side and see how much patience you have with all these trolls and people, uh, you know, not appreciating. You do uh, as many hours as I do per day, and see if, when no one appreciates you, how you feel. All right. I don't ask for nothing. I don't monetize my videos. I don't ask for donations. And people still don't appreciate it. It's beyond belief, you know? People do 1 minute videos and they get uh, all this, all these comments and thumbs up. I get nothing. So it's sad. And that's why I said, you will repent. You and everybody else who's mocking me. And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about anyone who's mocking. You will regret it. All right. Anyway, folks, um, God bless everyone. And I unbanned most of everybody except for a few trolls. But um, so if you're watching this and you see this, know that you're unbanned. Yeah, I appreciate the kind words. God bless you. To the person writing with the Asian writing, I don't know what it is, but God bless you. Appreciate it. Like I said, I'm gonna do a better version of this video, hopefully in the future. Hopefully before 6/11, but I doubt it. Anyway, anyway. Well, if you do this kind of work, then you should understand what I'm talking about. If you're doing numbers all day, this is what I do, 17, 18 hours a day. And I try to sleep for a few hours a day. you know? Well, first, let me just tell you something. Uh, it's going to be actually a sad day for someone saying they can't wait for me to vindicate it. Uh, I don't see it as a vindication, but I'm saying every one of us who took this seriously, because it's dead serious. This uh, supernatural things that I'm showing. It um, for us who took it seriously, it's not that we're going to be vindicated so much. It's because we don't want this to happen, but it is going to happen. You can't stop biblical prophecy from happening. You can't do it, and that's why I'm telling you, people. It's the beast out of the sea event in the Bible in Revelation the book of Revelation. And it's also the head wound with the Trump head wound. It's also a head wound for Washington State. Same thing. It's a double head wound, a twin event, you know, and it's like the second 9/11, but bigger, you know. And it's unfortunate because no one's listening. I wish that I could get people to understand, but you know, if you know, for the person who knows numbers and you're still not convinced, then that means that no one's going to understand. If you can't even understand it, I mean, if you are not convinced, I'm saying, because see, I'm not just using numbers. I'm using the numbers right here with you, but I'm using the rituals that they're doing. Forget about the numbers. Look at the connections, you know, where they're born, uh, how they died, you know what I mean? Where they died, the area codes. You get what I'm saying? It's all the connections. Them being known as the king, you know, their names being having to do with God and sixes, because Elvis is the god of sixes, his name. Okay. Anyway, all right. Now I'm getting sick. All right. End of video. Jesus is God. I'm leaving this video up. I'll see you guys. And to any, you know, if I was angry at you guys, like I said, come on this side and you'll see what I'm talking about. And let's see how many patience you have. You guys wouldn't even do one. You wouldn't last a week. I've been doing this for 10 years for free, not asking nothing in return except for that you watch the videos. Anyway, end the video. Make sure you thumb up the video and make sure you comment under the video. All right. And, um, and let me know what you thought was the best part. That way I can concentrate on that and maybe do another video on that. Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm done. If you can't understand what I'm saying, then there's no hope. All right. Anyway, God bless everyone. Jesus is God. End of video.